According to Manuela Lopez Restrepo, in 2023, the K-12 database has recorded 89 gun-related incidents at a school so far. That's nearly one for every day this year. Americans' gun violence epidemic is murdering innocent children, educators, and many others. The purpose of my speech is to motivate you to take action on gun violence by seeking solutions to the problem, preventing people from becoming a statistic, and finding resources to help us take action. You could be a part of ending gun violence. I want to present you with some solutions to gun violence. The biggest one is to make laws in relations to guns. Laws that would have the biggest impact on preventing gun violence are banning assault weapons and large capacity ammunition, universal background checks, waiting periods, and extreme risk protective orders, otherwise known as ERPOs. Assault weapons are military grade weapons. That means their sole purpose is to kill as many people as quickly as possible. Yet we allow people every day to purchase assault weapons. Large capacity ammunition is just as deadly as assault weapons. Large capacity ammunition magazines hold up to 100 bullets that will allow a shooter to rapidly fire without reloading a gun. Federal law requires background checks on firearms sold by federally licensed arms dealers. However, 40% of all gun sales in America occur privately at gun shows, flea markets, on the internet, or in between individuals. Due to the loopholes in certain gun laws, most guns are acquired illegally without having a background check conducted as well. In relation to background checks, only 9 states out of the 50 states in America require a waiting period between the purchase of a firearm and actually receiving that firearm. Waiting periods could be extremely influential when it comes to purchasing a firearm because it gives gun owners the time to think through the intentions of a firearm. Lastly, extreme risk protection orders, ERPOs, are a huge solution to gun violence, especially in schools. According to Indivisible, ERPOs allow families or law enforcement to petition a court to temporarily remove guns from the possession of individuals who may be at risk of injuring others. A lot of times, in school shootings specifically, guns are acquired through means of a parent, a friend. They are typically guns that have been found in the home of somebody. Now that I have presented you with some of the solutions to end gun violence, I want to go through some of the facts on it and some of the statistics. So there have been 18 school shootings this year that resulted in injuries or death. Let me repeat that for you. Since January 2023 to May 2023, there have been 18 shootings resulting in death or injuries of children, teens, and adults. This is not okay. We must act to prevent the deaths of innocent humans. Alfred University asked students to rate 16 possible reasons for school shootings. Based on Alfred University's results, 87% of the students believed that school shootings occur because the shooter wanted to get back at those who had hurt them. The top 4 out of those 16 reasons were as follows. Other kids pick on them. They want to get back at those who have hurt them. They don't value life, and they have been a victim of physical abuse at home. There has yet to be a definitive motivation behind school shootings. Many people have looked at the mental health aspect of it, but there are only a few shooters who are going through a mental crisis when they shoot schools specifically. They do mass shootings at schools. Psychologist Van Driel explains that mental health issues do not cause school shootings, but they are a risk factor. There are countless people who have become a statistic because of gun violence. Victims and many people Victims and people who have lost their lives to gun violence should be worth more than a statistic. We must ask the question, what can we do to take action against gun violence? There are a few actions that we can do to raise awareness and possibly prevent gun violence. I'm going to talk about one specific resource that covers all aspects of gun violence, from mass shootings, school shootings, individual isolated shootings, everything, support, all that. Everytown for Gun Safety is the largest gun violence prevention organization in America. We must take action on putting we must take action to put school shootings to an end. So we can actually do this by going to Everytown for Gun Safety website and clicking the Take Action tab. The actions we must take together include emailing your state representative or other U.S. representatives. Don't be afraid. To support gun safety legislation, joining your local students, our local students, and demanding action. And the easiest one of all is going onto your phone and downloading the Demand Action app. These are the solutions that we will be a part of together. It's important to focus solely on what we can do instead of what we can't do. According to Everytown for Gun Safety, their latest victory is, quote, following advocacy by moms demand action and students demand action, Honolulu City Council passes local ordinance to keep guns out of sensitive locations. The actions being taken against gun control can only become stronger with more support. If you still are not convinced to take action by my words, listen to someone from Arizona who has been directly affected. On Everytown for Gun Safety's website, there's a link to read about people and their experiences with gun violence. The mother of Colin Bro describes her son by saying he was a beautiful soul. She says, "My son's last words were, 'Why did you bring a gun here?' At that point, the shooter lifted the gun and shot him twice." She also explained that Colin died and his friends survived but were left with deep scars in their hearts, minds, and bodies. After taking everything into account, the purpose of my speech is to motivate you to take action against gun violence by seeking solutions to the problem, preventing people from becoming a statistic, and finding resources to help us take actions. There are multiple solutions to the problem of gun violence, such as banning assault weapons, large capacity ammunition, universal background checks, waiting periods, ERPOs. We must prevent firearms being the leading cause of death in children's ages 1 to 19. Lastly, we have to take action with resources provided to us, such as using Everytown for Gun Safety's website and following their call to action. We cannot keep allowing firearms to kill innocent people. There must be a change, and you can make that difference.